Hi, I wanted to provide some context to this video. I'm a former MrBeast employee, and today I am alleging that the company rigged videos and did illegal lotteries and sold fake signatures. I would consider that fraud, okay? Thank you. Enjoy the video.
In just a few days, a video from the Dogpack 404 group garnered over 200,000 views, triggering an earthquake on YouTube. In a mere 20 minutes, they accused MrBeast of staging challenges, engaging in covert advertising, organizing illegal lotteries, and even deceiving participants, details explosive enough to turn the internet heroes into the center of suspicion. And most notably, this video has almost vanished from search results, as if an invisible hand is trying to conceal it. Yet, herein lies the paradox. MrBeast, once hailed as the YouTube saint, the man who turns every video into a $1 million miracle, a symbol of digital age generosity. His YouTube channel transcends mere entertainment, becoming a beacon of belief that kindness still exists on the internet. But when this very saint is accused of being a manipulator, the question arises, what is the truth behind the veil of glory? And in this video, we will trace the latest information, previously unrevealed details about MrBeast, to uncover why the online community believes YouTube history is about to be rewritten.
Also, if what we had to film was scripted, because what we do is not scripted, so you have to plan for a bunch of variables that you can't control, blah, blah. What we did was scripted, holy shit, this stuff would be easy to pump.
Have you ever faked a video?
No. But this train track is CGI, these bus wheels are CGI, this explosion is fake, this shredder is CGI, this car is digitally lifted, this pit is fake, this guy is fake, this raccoon is a paid actor, this island costs more than $1, this city is not abandoned, these buildings are CGI, but it's not your only way out. You can literally get an Uber to the airport for $20. That's not a lurker, it's just a guy. This whole room is fake, this contestant is an actor and a secret employee at MrBeast. They had him dive through this fake door twice, this line is scripted, this action is scripted. In fact, pretty much all the videos with Mac are scripted.
We just watched a short montage, but it's enough to raise questions about the authenticities of MrBeast's videos. For many adult viewers, it's not hard to notice these videos are not exactly the random, naturally unfolding challenges down to the second as promoted, but rather resemble carefully scripted plays. The common pattern is clear. Every challenge is tense until the final moment, contestants cling on until the very last second, and the climax only arrives when the background music swells. If these were truly random games, could everything be so consistently dramatic? With millions of dollars invested in each video, the idea of MrBeast allowing a challenge to end abruptly when someone quits after just a few minutes is almost unthinkable. Many opinions suggest that this is why he must intervene to keep the game going, to place plot twists at just the right moments, and to ensure viewers can't look away from the screen. This might be a compromise with YouTube's entertainment formula, drama, surprises, and constant escalation. But it also means that the absolute authenticity audiences once believed in is in reality just a crafted illusion. And if you thought manipulating contestants' emotions was the final line, hold on a moment longer. The most serious accusation is tied to a specific name, Mac. The video, he is portrayed as an ordinary contestant, a random face, giving his all to overcome the challenge. This image makes it easy for viewers to empathize, placing their full trust and hope in his journey. However, according to allegations from the Dogpack 404 group, Mac is not a random contestant. He is actually an employee on MrBeast's team, living in the company's mansion and participating in the challenge with a pre-written role. Not only that, he is also accused of deliberately slowing down the progress of the challenges, prolonging the climax to make the video more dramatic.
Let's talk about Mac for a second.
We will die. Do you understand that?
I found public records showing that Mac moved from California to Greenville, North Carolina, where Jimmy is located, back in August 2023, 2 months before he appeared as a contestant. According to a former MrBeast employee, this is around the time when Mac started working full-time on the editing team at MrBeast. Also, he didn't just move into any old house, he moved into a $1 million mansion. Now, I'm not gonna dox him. Only some asshole would do something like that. His 6,000 square foot $1 million mansion comes with a movie theater and 7 bathrooms.
Tell me, where are we right now?
We're in the place that we drove to a few minutes ago.
Let's cut the shit here. How about that?
Okay.
This all but confirms that Mac is an employee, meaning his winning or losing a challenge was pre-planned by MrBeast. MrBeast isn't creating fair games. He's crafting scripts designed to be tense until the very last moment, where every gasp, every last second quit is staged to maximize watch time. Some might defend it, saying it's entertainment, as long as it's engaging, it's fine. But if that's the case, let's call it what it is, a movie. Stop selling it as a fair game. Don't claim everything is real when you know full well it isn't. And it's not just orchestration, it's betrayal. A game where the outcome is tilted toward friends and insiders is no longer a game, it's a trap. And the audience, those who place their trust in fairness, are being led along a script they're completely unaware of.
During this time lapse on the 4th day of 7 days stranded at sea, you can clearly see there's no one in the shelter. These are their empty beds. But after a hard cut, magically 5 people are awake, and 2 of the boys have bright yellow raincoats that they didn't have when it rained on day 2.
Dogpack further points out that MrBeast even faked his own survival challenges, like being stranded at sea. For many, this isn't just simple deception. It's like a slap in the face to the trust that viewers placed in him. Because the audience doesn't just watch for fun. They believe they're witnessing something truly unbelievable, a real journey, a genuine effort, and when that trust is twisted into a prop for garnering views, the disillusionment feels even more bitter than an outright lie. As the information spread widely, he stood up and claimed he didn't fake anything, that his channel was real from start to finish. But then, in that very video where he stood trembling in the rainy night, the truth slipped away with the ocean waves. He had slept on a production yacht, not wet, not cold, just a staged scene, perfectly polished in the editing room. A wink was added. A revenge storyline was written afterward. Contestant number 58, who was supposed to be in the opposite corner of the room, simply didn't hear. But with a few deft cuts in post-production, everything was transformed into drama, into destiny. This is compelling evidence they've presented, and it raises 2 major questions. On one hand, techniques like CGI or staged scenes are often the magic of post-production in many TV shows. People accept editing to enhance cinematic appeal. But the issue is this: when editing doesn't just serve aesthetics but makes participants say things they never said, or when timers are tampered with to create drama, the line between entertainment and deception becomes blurred. What disappoints many even more is the silence or absence of rebuttals from those close to him, friends, collaborators, or employees. There may be reasons like non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, internal arrangements, or professional pressure, but it's these very legal barriers and secrecy that heighten suspicion. If everything is transparent, why isn't anyone speaking out?
I mean, it's not like he's ever rigged the results of a challenge. That would be impossible because he films with hundreds of random subscribers, right?
If everything is orchestrated from the script, the characters, to the outcome, then this is no longer a game. It's a stage that blindfolds the audience and leads them through an illusion. And the issue isn't just about ethics, it's inching dangerously close to the boundary of legality. Imagine this: I'm a real contestant, not your friend, not living in a production mansion. I take 3 days off work, stay up all night on a freezing concrete floor, believing I have a shot at changing my life. But then I'm eliminated, not because I was weak, but because I didn't have a role in the script. And when the video goes live, I realize 90% of the others were friends, partners, employees, people who always get better outcomes than me, because they were written that way. This doesn't just make contestants feel betrayed, it has ignited a firestorm of outrage on social media. Thousands of comments denouncing the gold-plated deception, hashtags calling for boycotts spreading like wildfire, and forums beginning to hunt for every suspicious detail in the videos. The feeling of being deceived has spilled beyond the YouTube screen, turning into a collective investigation where the online community wants to uncover the truth themselves. Do you all still remember Rosanna Pansino? A YouTuber who was brave enough to speak out on Twitter, accusing MrBeast of faking the results in a hide-and-seek challenge. She believed she should have placed second, but was eliminated in a highly suspicious manner. At the time, the community's reaction was brutal. They mocked her, called her petty, a sore loser. Even I was skeptical back then. But now, as the pieces start to fall into place, the picture is completely different. She was telling the truth. And that truth isn't just in her personal accusation, but is revealed through seemingly minor details. Right from the introduction, the challenge was fast-forwarded, with the timer added in post-production. There's a scene where MrBeast clearly touches the laser beam, but it's still counted as perfect. Moving to the next level, contestants turn water valves, but the camera shows the valves aren't connected to any system at all. Water flows out even when no one turns them, and they can even be twisted freely like empty props. This leads to the hypothesis the producers may have controlled the water flow with a remote switch, adjusting the outcome to be both dramatic and aligned with the script. This means the challenge is no longer a fair game, but a pre-orchestrated performance. In traditional media, this isn't just an ethical deception, it could violate the law. Because any game show with prizes is required to have independent oversight to ensure absolute fairness for all contestants. If the truth is proven, those million-view clips will no longer be seen as mere entertainment, they will become evidence. There's a peculiar detail that repeats in nearly every MrBeast video. They always end at the exact 0.1 second mark. A perfect level of drama that's hard to believe. In reality, any random game could end much sooner, sometimes after just a few minutes. But in MrBeast's world, everything is always pushed to the maximum climax, as if pre-programmed. Many viewers argue this is just an entertainment tactic. However, others point out if cash prizes or tangible rewards are given, manipulating outcomes to sustain drama could cross legal boundaries. In traditional game shows, every challenge must have independent oversight to ensure absolute fairness. What's notable is that evidence of these staged details is no longer just speculation. In the expose video, analyzed frames clearly show irregularities, enough to make viewers question, are we watching a genuine competition or merely a scripted movie with rewards distributed at the producer's whim? And if a contestant feels wrongfully eliminated, they could absolutely consider taking legal action. And if the story about Mac reveals deliberate staging to create drama, another seemingly harmless detail unveils a more sophisticated layer of manipulation. Now, let's talk about the subscribe for a cookie text on MrBeast's channel banner. For adults, it's just a joke. A familiar type of sarcasm that no one takes seriously. But for children, it's an entirely different matter. Kids aren't born with the ability to discern sarcasm. In their eyes, a promise, whether it's a cookie or $10,000, is taken literally. And this is precisely what makes that seemingly innocuous phrase dangerous. In a child's world, rewards are a fundamental logic: behave well and get candy, study hard and earn video game time. Adults teach children to believe in this fair exchange. When a powerful online figure like MrBeast makes a promise, even metaphorically, it's no longer just a casual joke. It can easily become a tool to manipulate trust. To be fair, this detail might just be a minor flaw, not enough to discredit all other arguments. But it cannot be ignored in the larger picture it reflects. As some have pointed out, there's ample evidence that MrBeast uses tactics to entice children with promises of rewards from subscribe. And you could win $10,000 to challenges that resemble lottery tickets for viewers as young as 7. PewDiePie once spoke out about a similar phenomenon in a reaction video to Darman, and that comparison isn't unreasonable when applied to MrBeast. And then as these analyses spread, the online community erupted. On one side, people accused MrBeast of being a master manipulator, turning YouTube into a playground of gimmicks, even planting bait in the impressionable minds of children to maximize views. Hashtags, analysis videos, Reddit threads, all simultaneously took aim at the YouTube good guy image he had built over the years. But on the other side, there were plenty of voices defending him. They argued that the criticisms had gone too far, that what MrBeast does, even with a touch of drama or exaggeration, still brings far more value than most other YouTubers. To them, seeing a figure like him torn apart under the scrutinizing lens of social media was nothing short of a modern-day witch hunt. And MrBeast himself, he chose to confront it head-on. In the rare instances he spoke out, instead of dodging, he countered with the argument that he has always been transparent, that his videos, whether prizes, challenges, or commercial products, are all aimed at a common goal: making the world more entertaining and better. Yet, it's this selective silence mixed with occasional retorts that has fueled the controversy even further. Because the online community, as usual, isn't just concerned with the truth. They care about the story, and in this case, the story of MrBeast has suddenly become an ideological battle. Is he a misunderstood hero or a magician of the digital age? But perhaps this is also a moment to pause for a bit. Let's set aside the accusations, the edited clips, the Reddit analyses, or even the warnings from eBay. Because there's a simple, undeniable truth: MrBeast isn't someone who has never done anything good. On the contrary, he was once seen as a symbol of a creative, kind, and deeply humane YouTube. Feastables, despite currently being caught in a storm of skepticism, is still a noteworthy idea. A brand born from the spirit of doing better in a mundane food market. And anyone who has followed MrBeast's journey knows he doesn't just sit back and count his money. He turns video revenue into a tool to help others. From building wells in Africa, paying off medical debts for the poor, to funding eye surgeries for thousands of people with vision loss. That's why the doubts surrounding him today are all the harder to accept. Not because they're particularly egregious, but because they target someone once seen as different. Someone who restored faith that the internet could create something beyond drama and controversy. And so, perhaps even amid skepticism, we need to retain a bit of fairness. Are these accusations truly the full picture, or are they just distorted slices amplified from operational mishaps? Has MrBeast really betrayed his audience? Or have we placed too many expectations on an individual and forgotten that he too is only human? We've navigated through layers of skepticism, from fake signatures and staged games to the sweet promises and cleverly designed marketing campaigns. But just as the criticism reaches its peak, we need to pause for a moment to look at the bigger picture. Because MrBeast is not a one-dimensional figure. He's not just the accused, he's also been an inspiration, someone who used YouTube revenue to build wells, fund surgeries, and support communities, feats that most content creators only dream of achieving. And that's exactly why the doubts swirling around him now don't just target him, they strike at the audience's faith. The disappointment doesn't come from something inherently bad, it comes from the fact that we once thought he was different from the rest. We believed he didn't need gimmicks, no manipulation, no pretense. And when these accusations began to cast a shadow over that image, the feeling of shattered trust isn't anger, it's regret. But we must also acknowledge as of now, there's no irrefutable evidence. Everything still lies in a gray area, between a radiant past on one side and unanswered questions on the other. Perhaps he made mistakes, or perhaps we've placed too many expectations on one person, forgetting that he too is only human. And in the end, the question isn't whether MrBeast has truly changed, it's this: in a world where everything can be staged, is there anything left that we can truly believe is real?